So I figured you guys are due. You guys are due for a quick update on how things are going here at the farm as we get into the latter part of summer. So let's go. Here comes food. Hello, it's Pablo. They've really gotten to be good friends, so it's nice. They're doing well by each other. They even eat well together. Lil is still spending the night in the crate. I'm just still terrified that a coyote or bobcat's gonna eat her. But we're gonna be letting her loose pretty soon. Just to prove how big Lil's getting, the other day she climbed to the top of this tree. She was all the way up in that branch up there. It was amazing. I was completely terrified for her, but she ended up doing okay. So I think she's ready to become a full-fledged barn cat. As far as the barn itself goes, we really haven't done too much work on it this summer. It really needs a lot of repairs. I've got a plan for fixing the barn, and I've got a guy lined up to fix it, but I'm still trying to kind of put together the money. The state of Vermont offers some grants to rehab barns, and I'm in the process of applying for a grant for our barn. But as it's looking right now, doesn't seem like we're gonna get much done with the barn this year. There's only so much you can do. Allison's garden is doing absolutely awesome. I mean, look at this thing. It is just jamming. I mean, we got squash going here, pumpkins going over here. Look at these zucchinis, man. These zucchinis are just doing great. Look at that. Cabbage, some broccoli, kale. We got potatoes. Look at these tomatoes. I'm gonna have to pick some of these guys. Mmm. Tastes like sunshine. The garden is doing absolutely amazing. All the credit for this one goes to Allison. We've been getting so much of our food lately just from this garden. It's been incredible with just a relatively small space how much we've been able to produce. You'll also notice the clean aesthetic of this place, completely owed to Allison. The other day, I noticed a woodchuck just sort of hanging out right over here in this grass. So far, he hasn't harmed anything with the garden, so I'm kind of the mindset to just say live and let live. He's not really hurting anybody, and you know, I'm sure woodchucks have some sort of positive beneficial impact on the land. You guys might be wondering what's going on right back here. Well, I'm in the process of trying to build a more permanent duck house, particularly for the winter. I'm not going to spend too much time in today's video on this. I'll do something else on it when it's actually done. About 4.5 hours ago, this water was completely clear and clean. Now it looks like chocolate milk. These ducks really do make a mess of these pools, but that's the nice thing about the kiddie pools. You can just dump it out. Start fresh tomorrow. Yeah, the ducks are doing really good. Still very skittish, still very anti-people, but they're all really healthy. They're all growing pretty darn big. They have been feasting on the insects that are out here. And yeah, life is pretty good for the ducks right now. All ducks, go to bed. 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 Good job, guys. We have a permaculture orchard that has a wide variety of different tree types mixed together. Chestnuts, hazelnuts, elderberries, mulberries, apple trees, black locust, Siberian pea shrub. The idea being that if you mix these trees together, one, you have a little bit more resistance to disease and pests, and two, it actually provides more nitrogen for the trees surrounding. So you're pairing a nitrogen fixer like black locust with a tree like a chestnut or a mulberry. Yeah, look at this black locust. This is doing pretty well. Another black locust that is just kicking butt and taking names. This one's doing outstanding. It's already popping out above the tree tube. We planted about 600 trees last fall. Some of them took, some of them haven't. I did a full mulching earlier this year, back in the spring. So every single one of these trees was mulched. As you can see right now, the grasses have completely taken over and everything's kind of gone wild. That's okay. I put in what are known as swales and berms. It is absolutely impossible to mow the berms. I can't get our brush hog up around it. I can't get our push mower up around it. I've been trying to use like the weed whacker, but with like a string trimmer, but that's just so crazy labor intensive. I've tried using the scythe and that hasn't worked all that well. I think there's like I think they call it like a sickle mower or something. It's like an arm that attaches to a tractor that can mow that type of thing. And I don't have access to that type of equipment on a regular basis. So that in and of itself is a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, you can see here. See, this is the swale side, and this is the berm side that's really hard to mow. So just to give you guys back a quick overview of our property, this is kind of what it looks like in total. It is 150 plus acres. It's mostly wooded. We've got about 40-ish, 45-ish acres of pasture, give or take what you call pasture versus brush and scrub. This year we haven't done too much with the pasture. Last year we had some friends who were rotationally grazing sheep and cattle on it. This year it's just been open. I've been either brush hogging it myself or having one of my neighbors help out and brush hog it. The idea being, let's just keep cutting it. We've cut it twice already. I'll probably do a third cutting before the fall is over, just to keep everything low and make sure it's all knocked down. The pasture is still very weedy. It's a mix of all sorts of stuff. Milkweed, goldenrod, buttercup, you name a weed that grows up in northern Vermont, we probably have it out here in the pasture. But hey, it is what it is. We're taking our time with it. We're trying to figure out what we ultimately want to do as the long-term plan. And we're trying to do this all in a sustainable way where we're not overextending ourselves and we're able to very thoughtfully add stuff so that we're not burning ourselves out or burning out our financial resources. And so we'll see. So more to come on how this pasture is going to get used. It's an amazing, beautiful space and the soil is outstanding. And I think just give it a little love and care, it could do some great things. I'm just not quite sure what yet. So that's what things look like here on the farm, late summer 2018. It's been a pretty successful summer so far. There were definitely some lows, there's definitely been some highs, a lot of learning. We're trying to start a farm here, one that's sustainable from an ecological perspective, one that's sustainable from a business perspective, and one that's sustainable from a personal perspective. And trying to keep those three things in balance isn't easy. If you've got questions about what we're doing on the farm or why we're doing certain things the way we are, be sure to leave them down in the comments section. And we're just gonna keep chipping away day by day as we try to start a farm here in Vermont.